Hello friends. We are so accustomed to living in the modern day and always taking advantage of all its conveniences. Gadgets, drugs, television, and other things, essential to human life in the 21st century. However, there are still some people today who are ignorant about all of these things we are accustomed to. A group of Turkish mountain climbers unintentionally discovered a peculiar home amid the highlands of their nation. An extremely odd mansion that was located high in the mountains was constructed from wood and stone. The residence was cramped and dark, and the mountaineers were certain there was no habitation there. But imagine their shock when they answered the door to see the master of the house standing there. In fact, an entire family did reside in this rundown home. The unexpected visitors caused enormous excitement among the mountaineers. They had, in fact, never once noticed a stranger in their house. The family's head, Hussein, started to get quite anxious and began to hide his family, but the climbers were still able to get in touch with the hermits. The information the guests learned from the conversation was astounding. It turns out that this mountain cabin has been owned by the Tashar family. Since his birth 80 years ago, Hussein has lived there. He has a wife, who he moved to the mainland with 50 years ago. In the mountains, the couple gave birth to 10 kids. It is simply impossible to comprehend how the poor woman gave birth in such abject filth without any sort of medical assistance. It turns out that not every child enjoyed living in such isolation in the highlands. 5 of them had departed and never come back. Over 30 years had passed since the mother and father had any information about their kids. The remaining 5 continue to reside in the odd house in the mountains with their parents, with no plans to move out. The family divides up the responsibilities of maintaining the home into equal portions. The Tashars must take care of a cow, sheep, and poultry. The surviving kids have never ventured off the mountain where they reside. But Hussein himself occasionally visits the nearby community, which is situated on rocks. The Tashars rarely visit the settlement because it is so far away. The journey there takes 24 hours. There is just one way, too. There, the family's head of home trades wool and meat for necessities like clothes and knives. The mountaineers discovered that none of them was familiar with the internet or television when they spoke to the mountaineer family. They had never experienced the advantages of civilization in their entire lives. You must travel to a mountain river to obtain water because during the winter the snow is submerged. A fire is used to prepare food. The Tashar's lone example of modern technology is a solar panel that lights 2 rooms in their house. Is a solar panel that illuminates 2 spaces. However, it recently entered the family when a priceless object was able to barter in a nearby village. The Tashars have no idea what money even is. They simply trade what they have for the things they need. The kids don't interact with any of their peers and don't attend school. They simply have no idea that there are other ways to life. All of them have only ever seen mountains. How justified was it to deny their kids the chance to have a social life? If the parents made that choice, the kids are in no way required to take responsibility for it. The strange family was discovered by climbers, who were horrified to see how they were living. They posted on social media and informed the media about the Tashars. The kids, who had previously run away from home, were discovered in this manner. They traveled to see their family members. When I first met them, it was obvious that they were autonomous children who had learned a lot more about life and had a lot of intriguing stories to share. About those who continued to reside in the highlands, there is nothing that cannot be said. The local authorities assisted the elderly in setting up their pensions after they learned of the Tashar's existence, which was another benefit of spreading word about them. They can now get all they need for their basic life in addition to changing things. It turns out that living far from society is still an option in our day and age. It's difficult to imagine what life would be like without medicine, the internet, and communication. But people who have never experienced anything else will undoubtedly view it as the only moral course. It's a complicated subject, with the exception that the 5 kids would have stayed with their parents if they had seen how people lived in other communities. However, at least half of the kids had the chance to decide how to live their own lives. but for some reason, none of them returned home. Alright, friends, talk about this remarkable tale with your loved ones. Join our channel to never miss a new video. I'll be happy to do so. Give me likes and comments. Bye.